Up next on SciFiantasy, Back to the Future DeLorean. Hey everybody, it's Kenny Conklin from SciFiantasy.com and welcome to another video. So today we're going to be showing you a video from Jason Marshall on the Aoshima Back to the Future DeLorean. He's going to compare it with the original Back to the Future DeLorean and the second movie and the third movie's DeLorean. So we'll check that out. And again, as always, we'd like to ask you guys to hit that subscribe button and the little bell notification. This way you know when all of our videos are coming up. So let's get over to Jason and see what he's doing.
So here is the Aoshima Back to the Future DeLorean. This is the Back to the Future 1 version. They also make a 2 and 3, 2 versions for the Back to the Future 3, one with 50s white walls and one with railway wheels. We'll take a look at what's inside the box. I've already had this open, so we don't need to worry about the bags inside and whatnot. Instructions in Japanese and English. Color chart. Decal application, instructions, etc., etc. So this is actually a fold-out one. I actually prefer the book style more, just for convenience. You know, there's all your steps, and this actually, the one thing I do like, it shows you what's on all the sprues, so you have a little bit of a map if you need it. Here's the body, beautifully molded. I would have actually preferred that the wires weren't molded in, but that is what it is. The only thing you really need to do is, there's some sharp edges on either side of the body. You can just sand those off very easily, make it nice and smooth. But no flash. Yeah, a little bit of a divot there. But that's about the worst I've seen. Now the chassis I've already assembled. All these models are based on the Back to the Future 2 version that was released way back when. So, because I'm doing the Back to the Future 1 version with this one, I put all the assembly in. Oh, look at that. Pardon me, it still moves. I thought I'd locked it down, but I hadn't. You've got this whole assembly here and here, and then you've got... So when you move this switch at the bottom, it goes from, you know, to flight mode, pull it back, and it goes to landed mode. Now I'll be gluing these down into landed mode once I get the wheel positioned the way I want it. But that assembly has already been done. It's pretty straightforward. You know, just move forward. There's a bit of a mechanism. They also include some grease, should you want to have the mechanism working all the time. As I said, there's some things I've already done. I've already installed the, you know, the wheels on the rims. These need a black wash to bring out the detail. And nice touch, they did it correctly, where the rear wheels are wider and taller than the front wheels, which the Polarlights version did not do. Clear sprue with your windshield, taillight covers, headlights, window for the flux capacitor, and the time circuits. These are for the 1955 version. Clearly they're just using the same sprue across the entire series of models. Interior components, seats, interior, door panels, upper dashboard, lower dashboard, reactor vents, forward time circuit field generator, time circuits, time circuit control, components for the back rear bulkhead, base for the Mr. Fusion. Very good. No flash. No flash on these. These are beautifully done. And here more components for your bulkhead, field generators, the big socket assemblies, etc., etc. Piece with flux capacitor, or the Mr. Fusion, we won't be using that because for the Back to the Future 1 release. So the primary difference between the Back to the Future 1 and Back to the Future 2 versions is really the Mr. Fusion. So what they've done is actually quite smart. They've reissued the Back to the Future 2 version, which I think was the first one they ever did, and then released a separate sprue that has all the pieces for the way the reactor pit looked at the beginning, or through all of virtually all of Back to the Future Part 1. So it's really, really smart and a good way to economize, and then that's how you get this. Now, just to provide a comparison, I've already built the Back to the Future 3 version, which, if you click the card up here, you can watch the build series. on that. And what they've done, same thing. They included extra pieces for the axles. So this doesn't have the conversion option. I use the 50s wheels because I like the way it's set, lower in the back than in the front. And also the railway wheels were too big. Anyway, they should be about the size of the rims, not of the whole rim and tire assembly. For better accuracy, I used magnet wire to enhance the look. And you can see it in there, along here. Bigger gauge wire in there. Just little details to make it look more accurate. And of course, the red dust to give it that driving in the desert look. The procedure for building Back to the Future 2 version, was the same. I locked the wheels down in the flight position because there's no plan to convert from flight mode to landed mode. The difference is this time I used wrapping wire available from HDA Model Works. Slightly out of scale in comparison to the magnet wire, but it already is colored correctly. Red, yellow, green, blue, white, black. No messing around, I could just lay the wire down and we're good to go. There's pictures of that up on SciFiantasy, on the community page and on the Facebook group, so you should check those out. So I was lucky to get these at my local hobby shop. They do some importing. I almost bought the Polar Lights ones, which are based on the, maybe 10 years ago, they released one. They've essentially repackaged them, same idea, different bits and pieces for 1885, 2015, etc. But the quality is nowhere near as good as these. These were $44. The Polar Lights were $43. It was a no-brainer. And so I would highly recommend, if you're going to build these, get the Aoshima, however you pronounce it. Once again, I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you want to see how I did the construction, click the card up in the right corner.
Well, we'd like to thank Jason for sharing his Back to the Future 3 DeLorean build with us here on SciFiantasy. So if you haven't seen it yet, he actually has the whole build series right here up on the channel because Jason is part of SciFiantasy. So you'll be seeing more and more Jason on the channel. We'd like to thank everybody that's been stopping by and watching the videos. You've been helping the channel out a lot. And please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell. Thank you to everybody that has been doing it. We really appreciate it. And if you have any questions or comments about this video, or you want to see anything on the channel, just throw it in the description, the comments section below, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. So take care, everybody, and bye-bye.